Good morning. Sorry, I was adjusting my cruise control. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Well, that's great. That's great to hear. So, let's see. What did we do last night? Oh, last night we went to the totem pole and they had the set all set up and we talked about how the show's going to go. I realized, I was really nervous about this because months had gone by and we hadn't really gotten together with everybody all at once, and I'm one of those people that doesn't. I've learned. I used to imagine limitlessly, and then reality sets in, and then you can only do so much because you could only afford so much, right? And so then I've learned to curb my imagination to what is doable, practicable, if you will. But in order to do that, I have to know what is possible, what is available, all that stuff. So I wanted to get in there early to know technologically what's available, all that stuff. But we didn't do that, and so we did that yesterday, and actually all kind of sat down and put our heads together and kind of mapped out how we would do the show. And it's actually I realized we're a fly by the seat of your pants outfit over here. For many reasons. I think really we are all a bunch of people with ADD and we kind of prefer that. It's a little more exciting. Also, we're limited because this isn't everybody's full-time job. It's my full-time job. It's Tad's full-time job, but everybody else has other things to do, so they can't, you know, uh, really do too much pre-planning. Isn't that really the same thing? Pre-planning and planning? It's all done ahead of time. Anyway, point is, we slopped together some ideas, and then now you get to come on Sunday and watch us mess it up because we most likely will mess up a lot of things. And my only hope is that that doesn't aggravate the theater people who are not followers of Addressing Gettysburg and have no idea we're acting a real show. Sorry, folks. Sorry. We're a bunch of professional amateurs. Thank you, Matt, for the coffee. I will be grabbing myself one. Morning, Dustin. Morning, Matt. Morning, Valerie. James. Morning, Barbara. Good morning. Surprised for this drive this morning. For a drive this morning. Are you? Well, I had stuff to share, so I thought I would do that. Marcia, hello. Good to see you. Good morning from White Sulphur Springs, West Virginia. Good morning, Jeffrey. See you this weekend. Ken, good morning. Dragoon, good morning. It's going to be great. Trust the process. There is no process, Jeff. The hell are you talking about? I wish I had a process. Someday, someone will come along and say, there's a lot of raw material here, but you need someone to give you a process and to buffer between you and all the distractions. And I will say, I can't pay you. David, hello. Fraser, good morning. So it looks cloudy and gray, but it's actually not. We've got some fog or mist. You really can't see it on the ground here, but from coming down on the mountain, I could see it's just this little fog bank in the valley. But I see blue sky poking through, and from the mountain, I saw blue sky above it. That's some of the beauties of nature. It's like a Bob Ross painting sometimes. Oh, Dustin, that is a good point. The process is not having a process. but it looks like it's going to be fun. And then Sunday when we go, we'll get there at 10, and we'll put everything together and test everything out. And let the chips fall where they may. And those of you who can't make it, you'll get to watch it for free on YouTube during the anniversary. Good morning, Floridian. Rock and Roll's All Stars. Thank you, sir. Want to have a coffee from Lieutenant Dan. Thank you, Lieutenant Dan. Lieutenant Dan. Good morning, Stanley. Well, and actually, tomorrow I have some preparing and all that stuff to do. Sorry, I'm just thinking about all the things I need to do before Sunday. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, if you're a patron and you're coming, I think Tim Day went over there in the chat section and put some information about, I guess, a little get together after the show. So, if you want to find out information about that, head on over to Patreon and take advantage of your membership, ladies and gentlemen. Take advantage of your membership and find out the information. Any Nancy Guthrie sightings in Gettysburg? Always the joy of cooking. Very obsessed with Nancy Guthrie. No. Savannah was here. It's kind of partying. It's a very strange situation. How come we just all of a sudden stopped hearing about it? I mean, obviously she's dead. But, like, they have no idea? I just find it so hard to believe. You know, like, what was it I heard? Oh, I bumped into a law enforcement officer yesterday, and we were talking about that guy that scratched his initials on the monuments on Little Round Top, and it was not only so he was the guy was identified by three different people, but also like they were somehow able to use his phone to track his movements or something like that. And I'm like, you can't get away with anything today. If they're going to use those resources to get a guy who scratched his initials into a monument, they can't use everything at their disposal and more. And I'm sure they have, but like, I just find it so hard to believe that it doesn't work in all cases now. But I guess it doesn't. I don't know. Francis says, did Lunsford ever come out with the? No, he's, as far as I know, he's still working on those books. You know, it takes a while to compile all that information. It takes a while. I took him a good number of years to compile all the stuff about the Army of the Potomac. So I don't think it'll take as long for the Army of Northern Virginia, but I don't know what his work schedule is. It's a lot of work writing a book. Rock and Roll says, looking forward to the spring muster next week. Are you all going? You know, I've never been. If I went, it's like when we have authors on the show, like if I bought every book, I'd go bankrupt, um, because it's just you can't. And same with like if you pay the guides to come on the show, um, you just couldn't do it. Which is why most shows don't pay guests because you're getting promoted. Anyway, point is, um, what was the point now? See, I go on these tangents and I forget that. Oh yeah, and I tend to not go to events for the same reason. Um, like well, if I have to get a ticket for this, and then the next week is that, and then the following week is this, and these are all these big deals around here, and uh, no, I'm already bankrupt from paying the guides and buying the books. So it's not a practical thing for me to do. I do go when I'm invited. And so usually when I'm at some event, it's because I'm invited to go. But otherwise, I just save my pennies, literally for a rainy day. We still have to repair that roof. Maybe the Pima County Sheriff and FBI could call the National Park Police and get some pointers. Yeah. I mean, what is it with, I mean, the FBI, whatever. I don't, whatever. But the sheriff, I guess they don't have a lot of kidnappings and murders or potential murders down there. Like, what they incapable, or what is the? I didn't follow that very closely, but I'd hear people talking about it, and I hear a lot of criticisms of the sheriff. So I take it that it's like a bunch of Barney Fifes running around down there, or what is the deal? I don't know. I just find it really odd that that was like the story for weeks and nothing. And she's Savannah Guthrie's part of the media, and even she can't keep it alive. That's, I don't know, something weird. But who knows? Who knows? Wonder Monkey, how you doing? Bus says to keep your distance and must have gas, so we will keep our distance. Oh, it's Maryland, so it's nanny state stuff. All right, we'll keep our distance and stay safe. Ah, safety. The biggest illusion on earth. Safety. I know a kid. You know why I have such a cynical opinion on that is, in kindergarten, one of my classmates was running around with safety scissors and fell on the scissors and impaled himself, stabbed himself, however you want to say it, and he's no longer with us. Those were safety scissors, ladies and gentlemen. If safety scissors aren't safe, then what is? Okay. Where are we going? That's right, Wonder Monkey. We're going to Gettysburg Baking. Let's see, it's 9:27. Do I have time to take you around beyond the first day's battlefield? Yes, I think I do. Yeah, because, oh, no, no, no. We're meeting at 10 today. So, no, I don't have time. So, I've got to, uh, what's the word I'm looking for? Just go through the first day, and then I have to stop, grab something to eat because my stomach is burning. And then we will, move on. Been to Devil's Den donuts lately? No, I don't eat donuts. I don't eat cakes and sweets and sugars and sugary treats and everything. So no, I have not been there. I think they're still doing well, but I have not been in there because I do not eat that stuff. And but I love their donuts. Don't get me wrong. I I think they're fantastic, and if ever I allow myself a little bit of joy in life, I will partake. But I don't go there on a regular basis because sugar. I don't I don't do it. When I get something at Gettysburg Baking Company, I tell them to hold the bread. I just eat the eggs and the bacon, you know, out of the thing. So, that's how I am. Men Without Hats had a great song about safety. That's right, they did. It was a whole dance, wasn't it? Dustin says, got to get me one of those safety bayonets. Yeah, right. See this car with the flashy front light. I see it everywhere. I don't know if you could pick that up on the camera, but uh, Matthew says Devil's Den donuts are huge. Their cinnamon rolls are amazing. I haven't had the cinnamon roll. They are huge donuts. They're like miniature cakes. They're really good. If you like donuts and you're not a sugar phobe like myself, then definitely go and check them out because you will love them. Oh God, where's the train? Okay, good. Oh, it's not moving. Okay. We took a ride on the new Gettysburg Railway. If you haven't done that, definitely do that. It's very nice. Very comfortable chairs. You're not sitting in these hard wooden chairs. These are nice and soft. They're like some are like love seats. Some are just individual chairs. You got your tables in there. They got a concession car, and it's a really neat experience. The view, you're going through parts of Adams County that, well, it's all basically farms that you're going through, but there's a lot of vegetation along the trail or along the track, so you're not seeing everything. But it doesn't matter. I just enjoy, honestly, I didn't look out the window very much. I just enjoy the feeling of riding on a train. I get that from my dad. He always used to like, whenever there was like a train ride to do, he'd be like, oh, well, why don't we go do that? And I remember when I was younger, I'm like, why? And he's like, I don't know, just, because it'd be cool to ride a train. And he was right. It's kind of just cool to ride a train with no particular place to go. Hello, Becky. How are you? Matt Gillespie says, I know a guy with a safety bayonet. He got it while filming Gettysburg. Those rubber ones? Is that what you're talking about? Always enjoy cooking. I've been meaning to try Devil's Den donuts, and I won't let the fact that I'm a fat ass who's trying to lose weight stop me. Hey, listen, I've been a fat ass trying to lose weight for most of my life. Even when I was thin, I had a belly that I hated. And the problem is, I just love senses being stimulated. Like if it feels good, smells good, tastes good, looks good, sounds good, I want it. And food was the most accessible of all those things, and it tastes good. But then the scale was heading in a direction I did not like, and I would get out of breath trying to tie my shoes because my fat fucking belly was in the way, and just the clothes don't fit well. You get to a point where there's nothing you can do with your clothes to camouflage, and then my blood work would be coming back, and it's like, well, you're getting near pre-diabetes, and I don't want any of that shit because I can't keep to a routine and a schedule very well. So I would end up dying because I wouldn't be able to watch my diet. I wouldn't be able to stick myself on a regular schedule because I forget to take a pill. So like, how am I going to remember that? And you might say, well, this diabetes is very serious. You'll remember, and yet I'm telling you, not me. So I had to take I had to take it seriously and start to drop weight. And sugar, well, I never really was a big sugar person to begin with, but I wouldn't shy away. If somebody said, here's a donut I made, try it, I'd be like, okay. And I'd scarf it down, you know. And of course, holidays, that's always an excuse to eat horrible. And horribly, excuse me. And I don't know. I got sick of feeling sick, is really what it was. And I know I'll balloon again. That's the problem, is I know that right now I'm in the right mindset, but there will come a time when something will derail me there, and then I will turn to my old friend food for comfort, and I'll go, well, this one pot of mac and cheese isn't going to kill me. But I'll say that every day for 2 months, and that's where it all goes to hell. Diabetes, that's right. Always enjoy cooking, and my Wilford Brimley. Diabetes. Hi, I'm Wilford Brimley, and I have diabetes. You know, Wilford Brimley was like 39 when he was doing Cocoon or something like that. Like, those guys were really way younger than they looked. People aged differently, and I wonder what that was. Was it hard living? Was it they weren't ingesting as many preservatives as we do now? Like, what's going on that we look so fine and fantastic and young? Always Joy King says, I just had my blood drawn, and surprisingly, I'm in pretty good shape. Good. Good. That doesn't last forever, because I was always in good shape too. And that's why I kept misbehaving with my food, because like when I used to smoke cigarettes, I was, and this is how stupid my brain is. This is what I'm talking about. I was deathly afraid of cancer while I was smoking cigarettes, but I loved smoking cigarettes. And the good feeling it gave me to smoke a cigarette outweighed my fear of cancer until I'd go to sleep that night or something, and then I'd have my thoughts, and then I'd worry about cancer. And then, so any pain, like in the chestal or backal region, was in my mind lung cancer for the longest time. So I'd go to the doctor. I think I have lung cancer. Why do you say that? Well, I have a pain in my back, and my friend's uncle had a pain in his back, and for a while he was going to a chiropractor and getting massages, thinking that was the problem, but it was really a tumor on his lung, and he let it go for too long before going to a real doctor and died. And so now I think I have, like stupid hypochondriac shit. And they'd be like, okay, well, what does it feel like? And I'd tell them, and I'd be like, I can actually like crack my back, and I could feel like this one spot where it hurts. I can feel, a popping. And he's like, okay. And I go, and it hurts my chest too. Like, and he goes, okay, you have a herniated disc, and it's pinching a nerve, and that's why it shoots around to your chest, you idiot. And I said, oh. And it wasn't, he examined me and stuff. It wasn't just that quick of a conversation. But what was my point about all that? My stupid brain. Oh yeah. So I would always like dodge a bullet, right? Or in my mind, I would like, oh, I don't have cancer. I can continue to smoke. Like and then I realized, I go, wait a second. Are you trying to get it? Because if you're trying to get it, then this is the way to do it. And then I stopped. The more you know. Actually, that coincided with my friend who hired me to do some As Seen on TV commercials for him. We were having a lunch meeting about it, and it was outdoors, and I lit up a cigarette, and he's like, ugh. He goes, I'll give you 2 extra points on the back end if you quit smoking. I go, really? And he's like, yeah. He goes, it's gross, it's bad for you, and I can't stand it. And I was like, okay. And that was 2012. And unfortunately, the product didn't sell, so those 2 extra points were moot. But I stopped cigarettes. All right, Gene Hutchinson says, good morning. Always enjoy cooking. Do you still eat those chicken chips? No, I haven't. I would. I just haven't gotten them lately, but they're good. I actually, I had a bag of them a few months ago. I had forgotten about them, and then I walked past, because usually they're in the organic food section at Giant, and I don't always go back there. Although my favorite beef jerky is back there, so now I do. But so I was somewhere else actually, and they had it more prominently displayed where people would walk, and I was like, oh, I forgot about these, so I bought a bag, and it was delightful, very delightful. And Redoubt says, "You madman! I would never park on the town square. It's a circle of hell for traffic." Ah, you get used to it, and you know you're thinking of when it's tourist season. It's not tourist season. It's easier to get out into the circle now. By the way, I meant to say this, Spencer, on the show the other night, so I'll say it now. Spencer over at Redoubt Productions, go follow his channel. He has a good video on the first Minnesota. And, you know, you might recall during the show, I was going to Google Maps to show the area from outer space, but he actually goes on the ground and takes you with him along the path of the first Minnesota. And so if you want to see what it looks like from the ground, head over to Redoubt Productions and check out his video. Keep your eye on this kid because he's good. He's got something there. He's got something there. All right, I have to go and get about my business. I'll talk to you all later. I'm going to try to get out of work early today so I can start resting for Sunday because my anxiety has been crazy all week and my brain is all on knots. So I'm going to try to relax a bit. And if I do, I'll do a driving video this afternoon, and all that jazz. So we'll talk to you later.